what's going on YouTube? So, yep, this is the morning after my first wreck or fall. This wasn't a crash because there was no other vehicle involved by this much, but gotta get right back on the saddle, and I'll talk about why, or yeah, I'll talk about that here in a minute. First, let's watch the video and I'll go through what happened and exactly what I did wrong. Before the video, just know both me and Luisa were both very, very, very okay. I have a little pain in my leg from some scrapes, bruises, things like that, but nothing major. Got checked out. Nothing broken, nothing. She's even better than I am. She got a little scrape on her elbow and, she good. The bike took the biggest brunt of it. We'll go over the damage here in a minute. And, yep, let's roll that intro. Aquí fue. Oh. ¿Estás bien?
Sí, amor.
¿Estás bien?
Estoy bien.
Okay, so that was pretty freaking scary. My first fucking motorcycle accident. Wreck, crash, whatever we want to call it. I'm alright. My knee's a little banged up. My elbow hurts and my shoulder's kind of, I don't know, a little sore, but thankfully nothing happened to Luisa, my passenger. That was my main worry. One thing being responsible for your life, but when you're responsible for somebody else's, it was a pretty low speed. It was while braking. I think I applied too much rear brake. We didn't really skid. The bike took a pretty good hit on the gas tank from what I've seen. I haven't really assessed the damage. My GoPro here on the front fell off. But all in all, I think I'm alright. I think we made out pretty well. The bike runs beautifully, so my LEDs are still working. I honestly haven't seen if the helmets took a hit, either hers or mine. We'll check them out when we get there.
The next morning.
Alright, so now that you see the video, I just want to go through it real quick. So, lady in front of me, and it wasn't her fault whatsoever. She brakes. She puts up the hand and arm signal. And that's when I see it, what's going on. I go to apply my brake, and I applied way too much back brake, way too quickly. When that happened, the rear wheel locked up. So that was my mistake, was applying way too much back brake. Probably too fast too. I probably slammed it. And the back wheel locked up, skidded. And I don't know, maybe I would have been able to control it and keep the bike upright, but when I saw, you guys see on the video how I try to swerve, but the bike skid brings me back to the left. When I see that there's no way around not hitting her, not rear-ending her, I threw the bike down. Because the last thing I wanted was me or my passenger flying over the handlebars onto the driver in front of me. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. We you know, we checked the back tire. The back tire is fine. It wasn't the tire, it was the brakes. It was me applying way too much rear brake. So pro tip, rely more on your front than your rear brake. I somehow, for some reason, got used to relying way too much on my back brake, especially at stoplights. And so when put in an emergency or a situation where you have to brake quickly, brake fast, your back brake, that's where all your power is. That's gonna cause you some problems. You know, I had a skid like it before by myself, and I honestly started to think it was the rear tire, and it was a wet road. It was the wet road and the rear tire. But looking back at it now and looking at what happened, it absolutely, look, my glove's got a little damage to it. It absolutely was me applying way too much rear brake. So I'm gonna pull up here at the gas station. We'll go over the mainly cosmetic damage to the bike, because thankfully it was mostly cosmetic. Alright, so quickly, let's go over the damage to the bike, mainly cosmetic. This light took a pretty good hit, broke off, but that's okay because I was actually removing these probably today. So I got my new tail light in. Structurally, or mechanically, I think that's about it. The gas tank took a good hit. This emblem, that emblem is pretty hard to find, and when you do, it's pretty expensive. I may change these emblems out if I can't find a suitable replacement for it after I get the gas tank. The couple, you can see it here, there's a very small dent there, but actually this is a pretty good sized dent. So I gotta get that fixed. The rear brake pedal took a hit, but I'm not concerned about that. I'm very, very happy the exhaust took nothing, with the exception of a couple scratches that'll probably buff right out, or can probably be painted over pretty easily. What else? Oh, the forks are fine. We inspected those already. The headlight took a good chip hit. I was gonna change this rim out anyway, so I'm not concerned about that one. The fender took a hit here, and it's slightly bent right there. I don't think it's gonna be that much to fix all of this, or that bad. The seat took a scratch, I'm guessing from my boot when I came off of it, and that's pretty much about it. Oh, the mirror got a little scratch behind, obviously the brake lever. This tail light took a good hit, but it works. The cap for it fell off. It's broke. I have it, but the bulb, it's intact somehow. And the end, yeah, give me a sec. Lady needs me to move, and this lady's gonna try to block me. That's fucking great. Give me a second here. It's a nice shady spot. I like shady spots. Alright. Alright, so where were we? Oh yeah, the end cap here fell off. I do have it. I'm just gonna pop it back in. It is a little bent, but I don't think it's gonna be made. It is scratched, so I may end up getting new grips. I don't think I will though. I think I'm gonna leave that as is, because I really do love those grips. What else? Oh yeah, the big or a big one that I need to fix. If you can see it, let me take this phone out of here. The handlebars are straight, but there is just a little bit of play on them. I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera. Look right here. There's a little bit of play, so I'm gonna go back and tighten that bolt, make sure everything is sound. I'm just looking at this now. The brake fluid reservoir there took a little bit of a scratch. All in all, not that bad, to be honest. I don't think. The floorboard got a little bit of a scratch on it, but I'm not concerned about it. All right, let's go. If you're one of these people, by the way, who don't wear gloves, so injury-wise, nothing, you know, I went and got checked out, got my x-rays done, nothing broken, nothing sprained, got a couple scrapes on my knee, and, you know, a pretty good bruise. Luisa's perfectly 100% fine, but I would have had a pretty bad one on my hand. If you see right there, my glove took a pretty nice scratch, so with that hard padding there, that made all the difference. Because obviously, when you fall, your hands, you use to brace yourself. That's just a survival reaction. The handlebars, I mean, it's fine. The forks are fine. I can drive just fine. But that little bit of play does worry me a bit. I'm going to take a look at that. Now, yesterday, and she was the first to ask, Pinky on Two Wheels asked me if I had any nervousness or reservations or anything about jumping back on the bike, and I told her I didn't. And the reason why, and it happens to a lot of people, that when they get into an accident, they get into a wreck or crash, they'll want to take time. I mean, as small as it might be, it depends on the person and how bad the wreck is. Mine wasn't that bad. So, but I think it depends a lot on what exactly happened. I know exactly what my mistake was and how to fix it. I understand and I know it was completely my fault. If it had been somebody else's fault, if it had been a car that ran, whatever, you know, if it hadn't been my fault, and if I didn't know what happened, maybe I'd be a little skeptical or have some reservations about getting back on, but I know exactly what I did wrong and I know not to do it again. So I think that's a big part of why some people sometimes decide they need to take a hiatus or a break from biking, or they give it up altogether. So, you know, falling and wrecking, they always say it's a matter of if. It's not a matter of if you're gonna fall or wreck, it's a matter of when. So obviously my time was a couple nights ago. I'm gonna get back and start working on these things for the bike. So yeah, people get their own reservations, and it's, you know, you can't tell somebody, oh, your wreck wasn't bad, you need to get back on. You know, everybody's gonna react to that and have different feelings toward all of it. Is the lady gonna go or what? Everybody's gonna handle it differently. Everybody handles these things in their own way. For me, I know exactly what my mistakes were. I know this was 100% completely my fault. And, you know, that's that. I do have some blinker issues. But like I said, I was gonna work on the back lights today anyway. Gotta be careful about the gravel on these construction areas. This guy. So anyway, that's gonna do it. That my first wreck. You know, that was it. Nothing too bad, thank God. Everybody and everything's okay. Bike's got some cosmetic damage, but you know, it was just my turn, I guess. All right, ride safe. That's it.